see if you see patterns, you know. And Marilyn, Glenn Pogue's wife, was my theory teacher, and I remember her distinctly telling us, anticipate that next word always. You know, think about what's going to come, most likely going to come after that word. But the story that Glenn told me the other day, when we were talking about it, Glenn retired, and I went to his retirement party, and I thanked him for everything, you know, and he's just been such a unbelievable force in the court reporting world. And we started talking about, you know, schooling, and I said, yeah, you know, I remember when I came to you and begged you to sign that proficiency so I could go take that test. He goes, yeah, I never understood why people wanted to go so they could fail. And I thought, you know, I had never considered that. I absolutely had never considered that point of view. All I thought was it'll give me, and I think it did, it gave me the experience of going and the nerves, you know, and you knew what the room was going to look like, and you know, we had to take a typewriter. We had paper notes, so.
You've heard that story.
Yeah.
Trust me.
So I mean, it was. There was a lot that you had to do by 7 o'clock in the morning, and you couldn't park next to the building, and you
Nothing
had
was close. Nothing was easy.
carry this huge typewriter and paper and stuff like that. So.
But just like Whitney was saying, I mean, I kind of did the same thing. I passed my test right at the wire. So, I mean, he signed off on my thing, and it's just like, and not that he was trying to talk me out of it, but he's like, are you sure? I said, look, I want to go because the average person, they say, I don't know, is going to take it 3 times, the average. So I said, well, at least I'll go. I'll get a concept of what it is, what the room looks like, the setting, what everything. But, you know, I pretty much knew that I wasn't going to pass it. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go do the best that I can and just see. And aced it. Not aced it, but I mean, I did really well and passed it the first time.
Yeah.
And he comes back and he's like, really? If you ever talk to Glenn, ask her about me. I mean, he's just amazed that I ever got out of school. I mean, you know, so I'm one of those guys. So, I mean, like I was telling you guys, I'm no better than you guys. Whitney, I mean, who's one of the, you know, probably best cart writers, reporters probably there is. I mean, no better than you either.
Right.
I mean, and it's all about here. It's setting in your mind that, you know what, I'm going to be that. I'm going to be that one day, you know?
And people say, how do you move your fingers that fast? And my response to that is, I don't. It happens here. It doesn't necessarily happen here. You have to have the dexterity. And, you know, sometimes even now, my left hand gets going faster than my right hand. And I have to reconcile that in my brain. And, you know, take a deep breath or look at a spot on the floor, whatever that is for you. And it can happen. So, all right. Well, y'all get
Any other questions? One thing that I wanted to bring up that I thought was pretty neat, I mean, that they do at the rodeo, is that she types down the words to the songs too. I don't know if y'all knew that, but she does that.
So you get to see at her concert?
Yeah.
Oh. Awesome.
Holy cow. If Eminem or one of those rappers ever comes, I'm going because I want to see you. You know, but
how do you hear in there? Because the acoustics are so bad.
I have a direct feed. Yeah. And it was funny because when I started, I was so excited. I'm a San Antonio girl, and my grandfather worked at the rodeo, and he was one of the stock contractors back then, which was nothing like the stock contractors these days. But so I thought, this is my job, you know, this is my town. And I was so excited, and I went to the operations barn. I had a friend there, and I was like, are y'all going to the show tonight? And I'm like, no. I thought, what? You're not going to see the concert? Well, now I understand. After you've done that a few years, you don't want to see another concert ever, you know, ever. And I'm like that now. You'll get that way because I was so excited. But we need more on-site people in San Antonio, so get to that point, let me know. Because I will gladly hand over that rodeo gig.
Oh, God. And Guy, I'm sure, and maybe you can sit down and talk to her. I'm sure she's not going to just tell you, but they make good money. I mean, it's not, you know, so I'm sure the contract it's a great contract where you're doing 21 shows.
Right.
You know, there's 21 shows. And I don't know that you could do them all. I mean, is it feasible for one person to do?
I used to.
Wow.
The very first year I had, Terry came and helped me. We were in the Freeman Coliseum 2 years, and then they moved to the AT&T
Yeah.
Center. So I had some help, but then there was nobody else to help me. So what happened is I would do that first weekend, because I used to start on a Saturday,
Yeah.
do the first weekend and the whole first week, and then I would have somebody come do the middle weekend, and then I'd do that last
That's
week.
right.
And Kathleen went on, well, she went on Friday, which she wasn't planning on doing. And then on Saturday, she was going to do the 1 o'clock show, and I was going to finish up because I needed to pack up the equipment. So then I got a call from that my daughter-in-law was in labor, so I decided I was driving to Wichita Falls instead. So I called Kathleen. So I talked to her yesterday evening, and I said, "So how was it?" She said, "Oh my God, I woke up Sunday morning at 10, had a cup of coffee, and went back to bed till 2:30.
Wow.
It tears you up."
Guys, it's crazy. So I mean, you sit there and think about working, and I'll put it in perspective. We have season tickets to the rodeo. Well, the first year we went, we said, you know what, we're going to go to that afternoon show and we're going to go to the
Right.
evening show. Holy cow! It's just a long day, and we're not even working. I mean, we're just there enjoying the show. You're talking about working that whole time. You know, and I thought, well, you know, it's not so bad. You just do the rodeo or whatever. She goes, no,
Right.
Dave, we do the music too.
Right. If we could
So
leave
when they're
after the rodeo, we would. That'd be
yes.
great.
You know, so you're doing the concert also, you know, for these people that are hard of hearing. So it's, I mean, what they do is amazing. I mean, it still amazes me, and I've heard,
But
you know,
there's-
Whitney talk several times or whatever, and I learn something every time, you know, she talks. So I mean, it's
It's
pretty
a
neat.
great career. And just like court reporting, you know, you get out of it what you put into it. So you can make a lot of money, but you're going to work your fingers to the bone, you know. So you have to
Clearly.
have a balance of whether you're, you know, how much you're going to work. And like we were talking before, when we got here before the class, you know, there's a fatigue factor too, and captions really get sloppy when people are tired. So when it comes to me scheduling jobs, I'd really like to know how much somebody, and I think a really full schedule is 30 on-air hours per week. That's a really full schedule.
That's a lot more than
30 on-air hours, or, because that's like the actual time, you know, fingers on the keyboard.
that. I'll have to ask her.
Is that the,
I feel like she's always working.
yeah, well, I feel like that too, but,
You are always working.
you know, that's our goal for everybody that's on our roster is about, you know, some people, 20 hours is enough for them, because that doesn't include your prep time. That's when you're actually hooked to whatever client you're hooked to, you know. And then it depends on whether you go on site, which is more demanding, because you have to pack up and take.
So do
off.
that 30 hours include the, I guess, commercials and all that stuff too, or is that just for the actual meat of the job?
Well, 30 hours, we don't do a lot of news. We just do one particular news. Most of the work we do doesn't have commercials.
Okay.
So if you have commercials, it's really nice. You know, you get that opportunity to check email or.
Because most commercials don't do closed caption, right? Most commercials won't.
Well, most commercials are going to be offline captioned.
Right,
Because
offline.
they're taped. They're not going to be real time
She
captioned.
said she works 36.
36 on-air hours over 7 days, or so I mean 36 is doable, and for, you know, the more experience you have, the less you have to prepare for each show. If you do the same show or the same job over and over, then you don't have the prep time. And I've done, yeah, 40 hours for me is a killer, 40 on-air hours. But then I also manage, and I manage 22 people's schedule, so.
Yeah, she said over a week. 36
Yeah.
hours.
That is a lot.
But I mean, the rodeo
So-
would be more than that, wouldn't it?
So that's why, yeah,
Yeah,
because
it'd
then
be
we
way
have our
more than
regular
40.
schedule, and then we set aside 4.5 hours for each performance,
Yeah.
so, yeah. So that adds a ton too, so it's at 80 hours
That's not.
for.
Well, the good performance, sometimes Saturday has 2, Sunday
Right,
has 2.
right.
Wow.
So 21 times 4.5, so 90 additional hours over that period of time.
So,
It's hard on the body.
you know, I'm sure, I'm sure.
So,
But, I mean, it's something to strive for. I mean, you know, if that's what you're interested in, taking over your mom's business or, you know, even doing anything like that or working here, you know, through whatever. So, any other questions before Whitney takes off? Guys, you have no idea what it, I mean, it just took me asking her to come, and she came. But I mean, this is right after the rodeo and all of this stuff, so I'm sure she's exhausted. So I mean, thank her for
If you ever have any questions, just feel free to email me. It's whitney@captionsource.com, and I'm more than happy to answer. If you guys ever want to sit in on an on-site job and do that instead of
That would
just
be
the
pretty cool too.
official. The only thing is they're few and far between. But we do go to St. Mary's, so that might be a good opportunity for you guys to, somebody to sit in, so, see what that's all about. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
very much.
I'll be in
Bye-bye.
touch.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. So, that's what it is. I mean, it's awesome, guys. It's pretty neat. So, I mean, don't ever think just in the box. You know, think out of the box, and that's what she did, and that's what she's doing. So, court reporting didn't agree with her. You know, it's like, I don't want to be in a law office taking depositions, and then, you know, you take that deposition for 3 hours where your day just started right after that, because, you know, you still have to crank that transcript out. So, you know, if it's something that, you know what, I want to go, and I love being on that machine, but the computer, you know, and the software and the blah, 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 this may be for you, you know, but it's not the easy way out, you know, but it's pushing yourself to that limit, you know, and even as smart as she is, you know, she's no better than you guys, you know, I'm no better than you guys, and we made it, but we were determined, and that's what it takes, you know, and we want, and that's why she's here. You know, it is to sell it to you guys, because we need you guys. You know, like I told you guys the last time, we need y'all as bad as y'all need us. You know, because if not, then the profession dies. And this dies. Closed captioning dies. You know, and people need it. This is a service that people really, really need. Court reporting.
She talked about the hours she puts in at the rodeo. She employs very few local captioners.
Yeah.
She has women that work for, one is in the Woodlands, one's in Arlington, but there are very few that she
Yeah,
works with.
I think she has two.
Yeah.
I think she has two
that
here.
are here locally, so.
One girl, Kathleen, who I went to school with also. I went to school with Whitney. Whitney was a little bit, but I remember Whitney from school. And then the girl that she's employed with, Kathleen, I actually she started in my class. She was one of the 5 that got out. 68.
Oh.
Yeah. So it just goes to show you right there that, and if you ever talk to Kathleen, one, she's not I'll put this easily, she's not like a people person. You know, she's not like she's an introvert, you know, but holy cow, on that machine, she's phenomenal. She's not a seller, she's not a go out there and sell herself type person, you know, whatever, but I mean, and this fits her well. I mean, she's a phenomenal rider, and this is what was for her. So, any other questions? Okay, I need to let y'all know, I sent you guys a text, and I tried to make the week of right before spring break a little bit easier, okay? So we're gonna have 2 speakers that come in. The first one on that Monday is Sarah Murphy, is gonna come in and talk about depots. Guys, I'm telling you, unless you're on your deathbed, be here. One, whenever I set up a speaker, you better be here, or something better really gone bad. And the other one is Debbie Jimenez, and she's civil now, but she sat in criminal for a really long time. So the criminal court reporter that I wanted to come speak, who still sits there now, is just super busy. And she's that Kathleen. She's way introvert. She's like, I don't want to speak in front of people, and you know, whatever. So it's like, all right, but Debbie has done it, and she's going to come on Wednesday. So 2 good speakers. So if you talk to the girl in the back, tell her, hopefully she'll be watching the videos. What was her? No.
Kayla, yeah.
What was her name? Kayla.
Yeah.
So if you're watching the videos, maybe you can and you can swing it, be here. It'll be good, okay? So we need to cover the chapters that we should have covered tonight. I think we went over them. Was it? I'm sure you all already read them.
15, 16, and 17.
We did 15.
15, 16, and 17.
No, we did 15, 16, and 17. Yeah. 15, 16, and 17, and then we'll be able to cover 18. We'll be able to cover 18 with Sarah. Okay, so read 18, and I apologize for not kind of prepping you guys a little bit better about reading that closed caption. Hopefully you guys did, and you got all your questions answered about it. But I mean, this was the person to ask. But like she said, I mean, if you ever have any questions, I mean, she's always willing to answer whatever. So, okay, good. All right, we'll see you all Wednesday.